Hi, everybody, and Merry Christmas to you. Welcome to this special encore presentation of East Coast Live. Tonight, we're going to go back to June when this show originally aired. It's the last recorded interview with Frank Zappa. Not just with this show. We did about 28 interviews over the years with Frank. But this was actually his last interview, his last appearance ever with the media. We were lucky because on this particular show, he started to feel better right before the program, just days before the program. And unfortunately, several days after the show, he went back downhill and never really fully recovered. Now, it's a great show. You're going to hear Frank laugh. We got surprise calls from Grandpa Munster and Ted Nugent and Slaughter and Motley Crue. Frank had no idea this was going to happen. It's a great show. So hold your calls. Merry Christmas, and we'll see you next week. Welcome to the program. Wow. That's all I can say. This is a big one. Years ago, back in Greenville, North Carolina, I did my very first interview with this man you're going to be listening to tonight. And Frank was recording Joe's Garage. He took a couple of minutes to call when he was recording, and it took a little break. And that was what was our very first interview from many. We did about 20 over the years. And the adrenaline flow back then and the excitement and nervousness is something I'll never forget, and I'm experiencing it tonight. With all the years of doing interviews with this guy, every time I think about talking to Frank Zappa, I get a little bit nervous. It's going to be a great show tonight. By the way, we got 3 new affiliates joining us for the very first time tonight. The first one, WZZU 93.9 FM in Raleigh, the classic rock station. Great to have you guys. This is like going home. Used to work in that town. And Frank Zappa and I did lots of interviews in Raleigh. Also, WSFL 106 FM joining us tonight, Coastal Carolina. And WERU FM, Blue Hill Falls, Maine. All 100,000-watt FM stations joining the network tonight. Frank Zappa is one of the most influential, innovative, and controversial musical artists of our time. He's a composer, a singer, an author. What else can you say? A social satirist. He's got, and I've been counting this, I'm not exactly sure, like 70 albums out. And that's not counting the 50 or so bootlegs he has out. And Frank Zappa was the first to organize voter registration at concerts. He testified on First Amendment issues. Remember that? Well, Frank Zappa is my guest tonight. It's great to have him. Frank, are you there?
Yep. How you doing?
Good to talk to you again.
Everything all right? You're not too nervous today?
It's really weird. I was telling Gail, I've talked to you many times, but when I think of talking to you, it's just like I'm 16 years old again. You know, I remember that time when you called in recording Joe's Garage. That was a really big thrill for all of us. So anyway, enough of that. How are you feeling?
Pretty good.
Really?
Yep.
You know, a lot of the listeners saw you on a Today Show, and they said, Alan, you know, you got to get Frank on. You know, he really didn't get that much time on a Today Show. How do you think that went?
Well, I thought it was okay. I mean, I didn't expect that it was going to be any longer than that.
Frank?
When I did the interview, the problem was that I wasn't feeling very well that day. And they were flying out from New York, and I tried to cancel it, but they were already in the air. And so when they got here, I had to do it, in spite of the fact that I was feeling pretty sick. But I feel better now.
So you have bad days and good days? Is that the way the situation's working out for you health-wise?
Yeah.
Now, what are you working on musically? What is the latest? I know I've been trying to keep up. I know you have a release just out. So fill us in with what you're working on and what we can expect new from Frank Zappa.
Well, there's a number of projects that are all completed, but it's hard to say when the actual release dates are going to be because we're renegotiating our distribution agreement. But the ones that are finished include the Yellow Shark, which is the concert from September of last year in Germany with the Ensemble Modern. It's a classical CD.
Now that's not on Ryko, is it? Because I was trying to find that. Is that on Ryko?
It's not released yet.
Oh, I see. Is it going to be on Ryko?
I don't know because we're still negotiating with them for a new distribution agreement. And the other one that is completed is Civilization Phase 3. That's a double CD. I just finished a new guitar album, and
That's good.
Oh yeah, Gail is telling me that the information about the actual release date will be on our hotline within the month. So anybody who wants to find out when the stuff is actually going to be shipped, as you might know, the hotline number is 818-PUMPKIN.
That's right. And you know, Frank, it's people all over the world check that number around the clock.
They do, and that's because there's something different on there every day. It's, during the daytime, there are actual human beings that answer it, and at night, there's a different message.
Let's talk a minute about the bootlegs. Rhino Records has a couple of volumes, a couple of box sets of bootlegs that you gave them permission to put out, and the quality is fair to, okay.
Fair to miserable.
Yeah, right. So now, what I'm curious about, what were the master tapes they used for these bootlegs?
They weren't using master tapes.
They were using vinyl bootlegs?
They were using whatever the original bootleg was released on, and just took it from that medium.
That's incredible. Yeah, it's at your own risk if you buy it, although the bootlegs, of course...
well, I think anybody who buys a bootleg already knows that the sound quality is not going to be hi-fi, and the reason they're buying it is because they're interested in some fetishist aspect of a concert or some historical aspect. But I would never make any claims that the stuff on Rhino comes anywhere near quality audio.
The only thing you can say about it, Frank, is that you did give him permission.
Right.
Okay. A couple other things. First of all, am I right in saying you have 70 albums out, 70 CDs?
I think that's a little high. It's around 60.
Okay, around 60. That's incredible. That is incredible. I was trying to tally up every title I could think of this afternoon. I just estimated 70, and I don't know how many bootlegs. And I also...
Well, actually, the bootlegs range around 200, 250 bootleg titles.
That's incredible. How many does Rhino have in their possession?
I think that they've probably released about 20.
I know how you feel about bootlegs, and you've had to suffer just like...
Well, I mean, you figure it out. If you'd worked all your life to put out, say, 60 albums, and somebody with a cheesy cassette machine goes out and bootlegs a concert, and the sum total of all the bootlegs is about 250, and you work your fingers to the bone to get a mere 60 of them out there, there's something wrong.
Oh, yeah. I don't blame you for being upset about that. Now, we're going to go back to music. I have a lot of music questions. The switchboard's already full. But the last time you were on, back in November, we had D.D. Myers. Remember President Clinton called in, couldn't talk to you because his voice was, wasn't president then, was he? He was just running.
Yep.
2 days before the election. So D.D. Myers got on. And by the way, they're going to try to get through tonight, too. They're very excited about getting a chance to talk to you. But so much has happened.
You're trying to tell me that I'm going to talk with D.D. Myers again?
Oh, no, I don't think so. I don't think it'll be D.D. Myers this time. We don't know who's going to be. You just never know. But so much has happened since they won the election. I want to spend a little time and get your vibe, get your feeling and thoughts. I know you spend a lot of time watching C-SPAN and CNN, although you told me that you think CNN is very biased. But give an overall overview of what Clinton is going through, and maybe you want to talk about the Lonnie Guinier situation, too.
Well, I think that what he's going through right now is he's